It has often been said that holding on to bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting your enemy to die. Today's story, my friends, is one that deals with that very topic. Now, I found out this news shortly after I posted the video that I made on Tuesday that had to do with the passing of legendary country singer-songwriter Toby Keith. And I must apologize to you, but it was too hard of a topic for me to deal with after having posted that video. I will confess to you that the passing of Toby Keith has been very difficult for me as a fan. I don't believe I have ever been this upset about a celebrity death since I found out that Elvis Presley had passed away when I was a child. For some reason, I didn't know when I was a kid that he passed away in 1977. I was born in 1992. But as a little boy, I thought that he was alive for many years. And when I found out that Elvis had passed away, I cried. I cried pretty hard. And I am unashamed to admit to you that it's been difficult for me as a lifelong fan of Toby Keith's music. And just as an observer of his spirit, of his legacy, of his music, and seeing what he went through with his battle with stomach cancer, it's been difficult for me. I've never been this upset about the passing of someone I didn't know. And so I didn't really want to talk about this at the time because I don't believe that it is a sin to be angry. The scriptures are clear on that. It is a sin to lose control in your anger. And the topic that I want to discuss today has to do with the Dixie Chicks' reaction to the passing of Toby Keith. And I will post a link to The Blaze, where I originally found this story. A couple other conservative outlets have reported on it, but it's pretty much all the same thing. The Dixie Chicks fans have come out and they have cursed Toby Keith. They have talked about how they were glad that he was dead, called him a misogynist, made references to the Dixie Chicks hit song Goodbye Earl in glee, in celebration of his passing. And I have checked the Dixie Chicks social media multiple times throughout the week, both on Instagram and on Twitter. Nobody said, "I'm sorry for the passing," expressed condolences to Mr. Keith's family. And at the very least, this is what upsets me the most. The Dixie Chicks did not call out their own fans for being vile individuals. Who in the hell celebrates the death of an individual? Cancer, no less. If you ask me, ladies and gentlemen, cancer is one of the worst ways you could go, besides AIDS, unless it was murder or something to that regard. As far as diseases go, cancer is one of the worst ways to go. And Toby Keith has always been a big man. You can go look at pictures of him. Strong. He was an oil field worker well before he became a country musician, and he played a little minor league football. So he's always been a stout guy. And to see him ravaged with cancer, to see anyone ravaged with cancer and eaten up with it, breaks my heart. Whether I'm a fan of them for their artistry or not, they're a human being. And to celebrate the unfortunate passing of a man who a group that you like had a beef with over 20 years ago, which he squashed? What the hell is wrong with you? I'm going to call it like it is. That is a manifestation of sin and sickness in your hearts. If you celebrate the death of an innocent man. You are sick, and I pray for your soul because you need healing. You need an interaction with Jesus Christ. And it just disgusts me that the Dixie Chicks couldn't come out and say, guys, this beef is pretty much 20 years old. Can we not let it go? The man's family is hurting. Can we not show him some grace? You know what you sound like? You sound like a bunch of old, bitter feminists who've never had a relationship with a good man. That's exactly what these people sounded like. Cussing an innocent man who said, let bygones be bygones in 2007. And it's 2024. It makes me sick. This is just a fine example of the sickness that plagues us as a people. No wonder we're hurting. When we can't put aside our differences and see the humanity of someone who sees an issue a little bit differently than we do. You know what? I'm a libertarian, but I have very conservative social beliefs. And I would say that I probably align with conservatives more than I do people on the left. But I have never assumed the worst of someone's character just because they disagreed with me politically. I like to try to extend grace. You need to learn how to extend grace and love and kindness. You know, for all the preaching of love and kindness of the people on the left, it seems to me that there are a lot of people, especially among the social justice warrior types, which is almost exclusively on the left, that don't practice what they preach. And I'm going to call a spade a spade. It's sickening that we have to deal with this. And it's not going to get any better until we learn to disagree peacefully and to be able to discuss issues, no matter what they are, without assuming the worst of people. If we're talking and wishing death or celebrating the death of one of God's children just because of something that he said in 2007 over a war that affected us all as Americans, and we're celebrating that, who the hell are we? This is not who we are as Americans. You know, we've been through some rough times. But if we don't learn to extend grace, if we don't learn to show love and compassion and not assume the worst of our neighbors just because they disagree, times are going to get worse. And when they do, we will fall apart if we don't learn to show compassion and understanding. I believe that if we were to lose America as a nation, it would come from the inside, not without. And being at each other's throat all the time is a sign of a deep, deep cancer, much worse than what Toby had. I pray for the hearts of these people who said these horrible things about Toby Keith. I pray that their hearts would be softened. I pray that they would be shown love and kindness that they did not show to the man and his family. I pray that they would witness and learn from Jesus Christ and learn from his example, because that's the only thing that's going to fix it. And I pray once again for Toby Keith's family during this time. I pray that the Spirit would comfort them during their time of loss. I believe that even though he was a celebrity, Toby Keith's passing has affected a large, large portion of this country. I feel the pain. As I told you before, I don't think I've ever been this upset about the passing of someone that I've never met. but his music was a large part of the soundtrack of my childhood. And I see the beauty that is in his soul that is now with Christ. And I just pray that we root out this cancer, because this cancer that I'm referring to that's in our nation is worse than any cancer that Toby Keith had. It's a cancer of the soul, and it will lead to rot. Please, please heed my words, because it will eat us from the inside out. Please like and share this video. Share this message with as many friends as you can, because I have a feeling that a lot of us are going to need to hear it. And it will minister to what makes us us. It will help to correct our path, because God knows we need it. God be with you.